Hello, Sally. Good morning. Hi, Sally. Can you hear me?
Hello, teacher.
Yes, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Um, anyway, can you hear me well?
Yes,
Well, can you see me? Can you see
yes.
me? All right.
Teacher, wait for me a minute.
Okay, Sally, because I will also use the restroom really quick. Hello, Sally.
Yes,
Everything okay now?
yes.
All right. Okay, so before we get started, I would like to inform you that I think starting next week, I won't be able to teach you on the weekends anymore because I enrolled in a post-degree program and our classes are unfortunately on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, and we have also a few classes at night, but that is only very rare to happen. Only if some of our professors want to meet us online, which can be conducted via Zoom too. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you have some time during the weekdays because from what I've heard from your mom, you have extra classes during the weekdays. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So it's okay whenever that we both have a schedule that that are actually convenient for both of us, then of course we will meet sometime too. Okay, so for today too, yeah, this is the first lesson that we're going to have a new material. So this is IELTS. Yeah, so in IELTS, this material is specifically used to enhance speaking skills of student in English. Yeah. Okay, so this is very easy because you're already good at speaking, but of course, I encourage you to talk more, share as much as possible, and that way I would highly appreciate it. So, number one, Sally, let's get started. I want you to describe a time when you receive good service in a restaurant.
Um, I think the time when I received good service in a restaurant was when I went to the party with my class, like the end year party at school, but just my classmates, and we went to the Timaris restaurant. It's a very famous restaurant, the buffet restaurant. And I must say there were a variety of food there, ranging from the dessert to the starter, the main course, a lot of things. And
Mm.
we walked around to choose the food that we want to eat. I also like the way that the some staff there serve. They like when I asked where's the dessert was, they friendly tell me. And also there's also the cloud went into our room to organize some games which make our party more special, and it's unforgettable for me.
All right. Thank you for sharing that one, Sally. So, what was the party for? Was it a Thanksgiving party, birthday party, or just a party after school?
Like the end year party, the party we celebrated to like look through the whole year, like just the end year party before having the summer vacation, the summer holiday.
Yes, I remember that one. Was that the same party that you mentioned last June?
I think we celebrated the end year party on in May. the yes,
Yeah.
the 11th of May.
Ah, all right. So that's like right before your summer vacation because yeah, I remember one time that you shared something that you're going to a party with your classmates before you go
Yes.
on with the summer vacation. So yeah, I probably forgot the dates, but yeah, one thing that I'm sure is you mentioned that it was before the summer vacation. And you mentioned that there were varieties of food. So what was the food that you like the best in that buffet party, Sally?
I think I like the dessert there and also the seafood like crab and
Mm.
squid. The crab, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's just like crab, cooked crab and fried with the chili sauce. And the dessert, there were many kinds of desserts there, like the brownie, the a lot of kind, but I don't know how to say it in English.
Yes, it's all right, Sally. Okay, well, that's great because you enjoy the party itself. And not just that, you also mentioned that that restaurant has a good service because the staffs were very friendly and the food are also satisfying. Speaking of satisfying, Sally, what makes you feel satisfied with the service in that restaurant aside from the fact that the customers are that the what's that the staffs are friendly in that restaurant.
I think the most important thing is actually the food because we go into the restaurant to eat the food, so the food must be delicious and like well made. It must the ingredients must be clean and the the like the table around the restaurant inside the restaurant must also be cleaned and nice.
Yes, so yeah, those are the most important things, Kelly. Okay, so have you ever had a bad experience in a restaurant?
Bad experience.
Yes.
Oh, I think no.
Wow, you're very blessed because you've never experienced that one. Okay. So, do you usually tip when you receive good service?
What?
Okay, because in some cultures, whenever that they receive good service, or it's not actually about the culture, it's just about how you are as a person. Yeah, and somehow our culture influenced our behavior. Yes. So whenever that you receive a good service, do you normally tip or does your family normally tip?
No. I think tipping is not a very popular culture in my country because people they save money like they don't want to waste money for
Mm.
the not necessary things.
Yeah, that is actually something that I like because, of course, if tipping is part of our culture, then if we are just a minimum wage earner, we feel pressure to tip them so that we can just receive a good service, which is actually kind of unfair. But if you are rich, then it doesn't matter to you because a penny won't cost you. Yeah. Okay, like
Yes.
since the first question here is all about receiving good service, Sally, so do you think that the customer service in your country is improving? If you can compare for the last 5 years up until now, or let's just say 2 years up until now, is it improving?
I think yes, because the now the restaurants they are like improving it over the time. They're newer and also new staff with better service. The way they talk, the way they serve customers. I think it also improves a little bit,
Yeah, well, that's great because that is
especially the
considered.
food.
Mhm.
The
Yes.
food, there are more kinds of food to choose in buffet restaurants like the Dimaris because uh, the last time that I went to the Dimaris was when I was in grade seven, and in when I was in grade six, I also went there because my classmate
Mm.
they all choose that place to celebrate the end year party. So I think after a year I come back, it did improve a little bit.
All right. Well, that is actually good because that is considered progress in that specific restaurant, Sally. Okay. So, Sally, they said that customers are always right. In if let's say that you are a waiter, do you agree with this famous quote that customer is always right? I don't want you to see it as a customer. Let's look at the perspective of the point of view of being a waiter.
If I am the waiter and the restaurant hire me to serve the customer, I think I don't really appreciate the sentence, the culture that customers are always right, and though we just serve them good service and they will give us back money. But I think some customers they are very impolite, and like they just want something. Like I know some customers who go into the restaurant and just talk impolitely.
Mm.
So being the waiter, we just try our best, be polite, be friendly to customers. We don't need to care about their attitude. Just do the best job. Just be the best person we can be.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you so much, Sally. Even though that you don't have any experience of being a waiter, but yes, you actually answered my question correctly because of course in their customers and customers are the lifeline of the business, then yeah, we should treat them right no matter how they treat us. Yeah, but of
Yeah.
course if they go beyond our belt, then yes, there are also punishment for customers who are like that. But since it's just how they are, so we should do our very best to treat them with respect, still, even if they don't respect us like that. Or maybe if they're just impolite, then it's not actually that big of the deal. Yeah. And also, if you are a waiter, like customers expect that you go through with, what's that? Vigorous training for customer service. Yeah. And if you are a waiter too who has an attitude, because not all waiters are actually friendly, welcoming, and accommodating. Yeah, there are waiters who are attitude, then of course the customers can actually file a complaint against you, and they will, or worst comes to worst, if they know the manager, then they would immediately go straight to your manager and say some bad things about you, like that. Yeah, because you know what, Sally? If it's just it's just that it should be balanced. Let's say that the waiter is having an attitude. Then if you are the customer, then just remain calm. But if it's vice versa, the customer is actually having an attitude, then you are the waiter, then you have to be the opposite of that person too. You have, I mean, what I'm trying to say is you have to act oppositely with that person, because if both of you are actually rude, then oh my god, maybe the customer will just walk out. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for answering my questions here in one, Sally. So this time this is just a sample answer to question one. So I will let you read this one, Sally. I'm going.
I'm going to talk about the service we received in a restaurant where a friend of mine celebrated his birthday last Saturday evening. My friend had decided to book a table in a local Italian restaurant for the party. It was a small family run place, but this made it feel all the more welcoming and inviting. The atmosphere was great and the service was excellent. As I mentioned, I went to the restaurant because a friend had invited me to celebrate his birthday there. There were about 10 of us there, mostly people I have known since university, and it was really nice to catch up with them and chat about what we had all been up to since we last got together. The service was good because the restaurant staff and owners really made us feel at home. From the moment we walked in, the waiters were polite, approachable, and attentive. Nothing was too much to ask. They brought out a cake with candles and sang happy birthday to my friend. Although we hadn't asked them to do this, and the restaurant owners kept checking whether we were happy with everything, which was thoughtful of them. All in all, the delicious food, good company, and friendly service made it an unforgettable evening.
Thank you so much for reading this one so far. So good. All pronunciations and intonations are correct, Sally. So, do you have any questions about this text?
I think I just have to look at the some of the vocabularies here.
Oh, yes. So, here it is.
So I just can I take note of it and I can yes.
Yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, are you using, what are you using to join this class, Sally?
I'm using Zoom
Oh, no. I mean, what device are you using to join this class?
on the my computer.
Ah, all right. So, you can actually take a picture of it, then take down notes after we finish this class to save time, like
Okay, I'm
screenshot like
finished.
that. Okay. So now let us move on with question two. I want you to describe a cafe that, oh, this is actually the same thing with the first question. So I'll just gonna, yeah, because I'm sure that you're gonna say the same answer, right? From the previous question. So I'll just let you read this
Okay.
sample answer instead.
I'm going to describe a cafe that I go to maybe once a week. It's just down the road from where I live near Manchester, so it's really convenient for me to walk down there for a coffee or a bite to eat and to use the Wi-Fi. The last time I went to this local cafe was on Friday afternoon. I was trying to do some work at home, but I found myself getting distracted by little jobs around the house, so I decided to have a change of scenery. I put my laptop in my bag and made the short walk to the cafe where I spent the next few hours getting all of my work done with a nice cup of coffee and just the right level of background noise. I found it much easier to concentrate. Over the course of the afternoon, I drank 2 cups of coffee and a glass or two of water. The cafe owner takes a lot of pride in making the best flat white coffee in the area. So that's what I tend to drink. If I remember correctly, the second coffee that I ordered was a decaf because I try to avoid drinking too much caffeine in the afternoon. I didn't have anything to eat on that occasion, but I do sometimes have one of the homemade cakes that they sell. There are few. There are a few reasons why I like going to my local cafe. I suppose the main reasons are the coffee, the free Wi-Fi, and the friendly staff. However, on Friday, I also managed to sit at my favorite table near one of the windows, and the cafe wasn't very busy, so the atmosphere and noise level were just right, and I was able to focus on my work without distractions for most of the afternoon.
Yeah, so thank you so much for reading this one, Sally. So any question about the green highlighted phrases in here?
No.
No. Okay, so here I will let you take a screenshot of this phrases on the right side. Because yes, you can also make use of these phrases whenever that you're writing a paragraph or by just expressing your answers in English. This can also be used in our daily, it's like daily conversation, in our daily conversation.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So you know what, Sally, like cafes are actually cozier than restaurants. Do you agree
Yes.
with that one? Yeah, that is why many of the young people nowadays, especially the Gen Z in your age, yeah, like they would go to a cafe even though that they're not into coffee, but they just want some what's that? Milk tea or
Relax.
other
Chill.
fruity. Yes, like that. Why do you think is that?
Because of the atmosphere in the cafe, like with the music,
Mm,
the drink, the quiet atmosphere, the quiet background, and it's like healing, relax after a work of busy work. And I also like the I also like to drink coffee, not just coffee, other drinks, and just look out the window to see vehicles, see people going from work to home. It's like very chill. I can forget all of the stressful things when I go to the coffee shop.
yes, that is right, Sally. And aside from those reasons, you know what? Nowadays, whenever that we enter into the cafe, there are many young people, especially the students. They only buy a cup of coffee and be there like 3 hours, 4 hours to study because they like to spend time in cafes to socialize with their friends. Yeah, they also like the place because it's very what's that, away from the crowd, and it gives us a cozy ambience. And the main reason is Gen Z are into social medias. Yeah, since cafes are cozy, then of course we like to take photos for our social media post and story.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you said that you like, oh, are you into coffee, Sally?
No, I don't like coffee because coffee is bad for our health. And after drinking coffee, I can't sleep at night. So I don't like coffee.
Yes, because it is actually, I'm not sure, it's high in caffeine. And
Yeah.
caffeine actually makes us alive. Same thing when we eat chocolate. It is actually high in caffeine. So the more we eat chocolate or the more we drink coffee, the more hyper we get. So yeah, nighttime is not the best time to drink coffee. It should be early in the morning. And of course, at your age, I don't recommend drinking coffee or any tea is actually good, but coffee is not good. Yeah, but there are people who cannot actually live without coffee every day. So that's on them. And they also know there is because coffee is I was said because coffee can be addicting too. Me, Sally, personally, I'm not into coffees because I don't like the taste. I'm into milk, but not too much milk too, because it gave me luck, because I do have some issue with milk. Whenever I consume um plenty of milk, or let's just say I eat a lot of cheese, then it gives me lactase intolerance. That's when you keep on using the restroom. Yeah, so that's why whenever that I wake up in the morning before I go to work, I would just have some tea, milk, vice versa. Not like milk straight for 5 days. No, because it also messes with my stomach. Okay, so anyway, let's move on now with question number three. I want you to describe a time when you were really busy.
The time when I was really busy was exam time. For example, the time that I revised for my intern exam
Mm.
and the end term two exam at school, maybe on just before summer holiday, and I have to study a lot of subjects like science, math, literature, English, and at school I also studied like bonus the EMG English. Do you know that?
I don't
It's
know about EMG English.
it's like learning science and math through English. But beside from
Mm.
learning science and math through English, I also have to study it in Vietnamese too. So I have to study a lot of subjects, and each subjects there are many things to study. Like during the exam time, I just eat, play, and study, but I don't have time to play much, just 15 or 30 minutes a day because I also have to sleep, eat. It's more important for me.
Yes, that's right. Because no matter how much you study without enough sleep and food, so it's useless because your brain won't work. So yeah, food and sleep are actually good fuel for our brain to work, especially if we have vigorous assignments to study each day. Yes. So Sally, that's actually a lot of things to do back then. So how did you handle your busy schedule?
I think I have to apply the right learning method. For example, study. Do you know the method that study for maybe an hour or 50 minutes and then just go
Yes.
out, take a break for 5 minutes? It balance my mind and I can easily remember things too. Also, I spend more time like going out to play sports instead of just surfing the internet because it's affect my health. Like it will affect my mind too. I can't focus anymore. So at that time, I just stay active, go out, talk with friends, play some sports, go swimming.
Yes. Oh, very good, because you actually know how to handle busy schedules. And you know what? That what did you call that one? That method actually works for me too. Yeah, because we are just human being. So if we study 5 hours straight, then there are so many information that our brain cannot absorb. So yes, we really need to make breaks in between. So how did you learn about that method, Sally?
What?
How did you learn about that method? Did somebody tell you about that?
No, I think I just accidentally saw it in on the internet on Facebook,
Mm.
maybe. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great because Facebook is also useful for you. Yeah, it actually depends to us on how we use social media. If we use it for good, then we get plenty of good information there, which actually help us personally. And you know what, Sally, what works for me, since I was a student and up until now, because I am still a student, because I enrolled into a post degree program. So yes, I would usually study 2 hours straight. Yeah. And um it depends. If I feel sleepy, I would take a nap. But if I don't feel sleepy, I would extend my time to study, because 1 hour doesn't work for me, because we have plenty of books to read. So yeah, 1 hour is actually so short to read like 100 pages of book. And you know what? If you would for example, next week, like last semester, we were given 500 pages of book, and we should finish that one in 3 days. And you know what? We just have to make a summary of that book. What did we learn from it? Analyze what was the what's that? What's the dilemma in that book? So yeah, it actually depends. If that works for you, then yeah, well, that's good. And also, aside from that, Sally, my tip is, whenever we have plenty of things to do, make a to-do list. For example, oh, for the first 3 hours, or for the first hour, I'm going to finish 3 subjects or 3 assignments, like that. After this, I'm gonna take a break, because it actually inspire us whenever that we tick the boxes of the things that we already finished. And it's so easy to track our task when we make a to-do list. That way, you don't feel overwhelmed, and you also know how to set priorities. Yeah. Oh, okay. So today, what am I gonna do? When is the deadline for this one? Okay, then I'm gonna do this one first before the other ones, like that. Okay. So anyway, before we end with number three, Sally, I'm not gonna let you read with this one anymore. And Sally, um, I'm afraid that today is the last day that I'm going
Oh,
to meet you. Yeah, because our schedules are conflict. Yeah, hopefully, you can have time during the weekdays, which I will be available too. However, my time during the weekdays are very limited too.
oh,
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining with me today, Sally, and I hope that I can see you next time.
yes.
Yeah, so have a great day, Sally. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye.